Welcome to Parsha with Purpose, where each Parsha becomes a guide to living with meaning, serenity, and joy. Parsha's Matos-Masei ends Sefer Bamidbar in a fascinating way. The Torah lists all 42 encampments of the Jewish people as they traveled from Egypt to Eretz Israel. They traveled from here and camped there. They traveled from there and camped somewhere else, again and again. And at first glance, it feels almost like a travel log, ancient history, a list of places most of us cannot even pronounce, let alone relate to. But of course, the Torah does not include unnecessary details. If these journeys are recorded so carefully, they are meant to teach us something enduring. And what's striking is that many of these places are associated with not the greatest of moments. Rephidim, where the people weakened in Torah and Amalek attacked. Kivros HaTaiva, where the nation complained and people died. Other stops marked by struggle, frustration, fear, and mistakes. If we were writing the story, we might have edited those parts out. We tend to want a cleaner version of our lives, the polished version, the successful version, the version without the embarrassing chapters, painful detours, or moments we're not so proud of. But the Torah does not erase the difficult stops, because growth does not only happen in the beautiful places. Sometimes the places where we struggled most become the places that shaped us most deeply, and that changes the way we look at our own journeys. There are moments in life we wish we could skip over entirely. The relationship that broke us, the years that felt lonely, the rejection, the confusion, the mistakes we still cringe remembering. And part of us wants to say, I just want to move on. I don't want to even think about that chapter anymore. But Masei teaches us something incredibly compassionate and empowering. You're not defined by your hardest stops, but you're shaped by them. The journey mattered, not only the destination. Because every stop taught something. Every challenge built something. Every setback forced out strengths that may otherwise have remained hidden. This doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean there's no pain. It doesn't mean that we don't daven and put in our shtadlos to change things. What it does mean is that as painful and challenging as those steps were, they're part of your story, part of your growth, part of the strength you now carry. One day you may look back and say, look how far I've come. And maybe that is one of the deepest messages of our Parsha. Life is not a straight line. There are peaks and valleys, moments of clarity and moments of confusion, places where you felt close to Hashem and places where you felt lost. But none of those stops were meaningless. Hashem does not only count the triumphant moments, He counts the journeys, even the messy ones, even the painful ones, even the chapters you would rather leave out. Because the truth is, you become who you are, not despite the journey, but through it. Good Shabbos.